guys, it is me, the dude who talks, and welcome to today's video. So for today I'm going to be talking about the debut album from Bruit, which is called The Machine is Burning, and now everyone knows it could happen again, which came out last month through Elusive Sound. Small bio about Bruit. Essentially they are a modern classical / post-rock quartet from Toulouse in France. How they came together is actually very interesting because the band members actually came from a lot of pop projects, and then they decided to turn their backs on that and create something that was without any constraints or resistance or being held back. So initially Bruit was meant to be an experiment with sound, and there was no intention to play any live music until 2016, where they filmed 2 live videos, and that essentially I think became their inception as a band. 2018, and after a few lineup changes, they managed to release their first EP, which was called Monolith, and then that got them to do their first tour around France. They even had a slot at Dunk Festival, but obviously due to the pandemic that was cancelled. So they used that time to focus on their debut album, The Machine is Burning, and everyone knows that it might happen again. The best way to describe this album is actually what the band said about it themselves. So the album is written like an imageless movie, containing 2 chapters that illustrate an inevitable repetition of events and a vicious cycle that human civilizations are stuck in. It is an existential tale describing a humanity that experiences apocalypse and rebirth. So, question being, what did I think of the album? Did I like it, or did I wish this album was burning as well? Let's find out. So it definitely nails it on the atmosphere front. And one other thing that I noted, and this was past the halfway mark, was the crescendo. While it was definitely gradual, while it definitely reached its peak, it definitely felt very breathtaking to hear. And what else I noticed was the violins was the driving force of the music and not the guitars, and that's something I'm going to talk about later. Even the quieter moments of this song had something to say, and there was a moment with this voiceover which was in French, which was quite interesting as well. And I definitely felt that the ending of the song just finished things off beautifully. So the end of Industry seamlessly leads off into the next track, which is called Renaissance, which sees it start off with a little bit of a nice acoustic guitar with a bit of a xylophone instrument. I don't want to say xylophone because I don't know whether it is or not, which gave me that warm under the blankets while it's raining feeling, which was a very nice, beautiful feeling. And for the most part, it definitely had a softer touch than with Industry. However, there's more of a blend with the electronics and classical instruments on this song, which are given a bit more time to shine on this track. And the atmosphere of this song, I don't know why, it gave me this vibe of the album Tag by Sigur Rós. And like I've said before, the quieter parts on this album definitely have something to say, especially the outro of this song, which had this nice quiet bird song moment to it, which was a nice touch for me. So Amazing Old Tree follows on from that, and this song has definitely a dreamy feel and was one definitely for headphone listening. The use of this washes of ambient noise, this quiet repeating rhythm, and these voiceovers about trees gave me this feeling that I just wanted to close my eyes and just picture things in my head. It was definitely a different approach from the other 2 songs, but I found this song to be very endearing, and especially towards the last minute of the song where it's this ambient glitchy stuff gave me Tim Hecker vibes with the style of that. So the album closes off with the last song, which is called The Machine is Burning, which definitely wants to end things on a high note, definitely aiming for the cinematic scope with the first 2 songs, but it this song feels a bit heavier. There's like the drums play a bigger part in this and help create this epic crashing sound with the drum beats. The guitars also play a bit of a larger role in this song. And also this biggest selling point I think with this song is the crescendo. It definitely soars really high and show you what Bruit nailing, and that is atmosphere. So nitpicks, I've got a couple and they're not really nitpicks really. So yeah, if you're a fan of things like that are just like riff salad, this album may not be for you. However, I do feel like it's a welcome alternative to things like that. One kind of observation which is could be considered a nitpick for me would be like the guitars. I felt they could have done with a bit more emphasis on them because they were quiet and you had to really listen for them. However, that being said, I did really appreciate the album for what it was. And with that, time for my overall opinion of this album, and that is this album could be the sleeper hit of 2021. Do yourself a favour, get some really decent headphones, shut the rest of the world off, and give this album a listen. It may not be riff salad, guitar feedback orientated drone fuzz album 394, but it's something that is definitely worthy of your attention with its cinematic feel, its dreaminess, and its use of classical instruments to create some really epic soaring sounds. Yeah, give this album a listen. So that was me talking about The Machine is Burning, and now everyone knows it could happen again by Bruit. Have you picked this album up yet? Please let me know what you thought about it down below in the comment section. Like always, if you've enjoyed this video, please like, share and subscribe. It really helps out. As always, I just want to quickly plug my Facebook and Instagram. I'll be including links there in the description section if you want to give those a like and a follow. Please feel free to do so. It really helps out again. So yeah, that's it from me. I've been the dude who talks. You guys are fucking awesome as usual. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you soon. Cheers.